Christie, and I have with me today Emily Gowor, who is 8 times published author. She's a founder of Gowor International Publishing and a source of inspiration for thousands of people. Thanks for joining us today, Emily.
Thank you.
So, as we all know, our thoughts have an immediate impact on our body, right? And our daily lives are so busy and our minds become so full, and it has a massive impact on our physical well-being. So Emily is one of those people who can get extremely busy, and she's here to share some tips with you about how to show yourself appreciation. So Emily, during your busy day, what sort of thoughts do you have when you've got such a mountain of things to do?
Well, those days, when I'm really back to back with clients and I've got projects to work on and emails to answer and Facebook to respond to, phone calls to take, on those busy days, the contents of my mind are usually solidly focused on the work. So always just focused on what's the next thing that needs to be done, constantly problem solving, mentally changing gears between tasks all the time. So it's pretty much all about the work on those days inside my head.
Yeah, sometimes I can't even get hold of you because you're that busy.
Yeah, that happens too.
So what happens when you don't actually acknowledge yourself and everything you've done?
Well, I think, acknowledging yourself is kind of like connecting back in with that sense of spirituality. So in that connection to something greater in your life. So for me, self-appreciation is very important. And when I don't do it, so when I don't take time to appreciate myself, so let's say I go through 2 or 3 of those busy days and I don't take a time to say, hey, Em, thank you for doing everything that you do. What happens is I find I can get a little bit emotional, or suddenly I go, oh, I need a bit of me time, or I get a little bit overstressed, or, I just start to feel a little bit disengaged with my work. And then it makes it harder, to produce really great content. I think, that's what happens when I don't take that time to acknowledge my efforts and my work.
Yeah, well, you're already doing better than me. I get cranky.
Oh yeah, I do agitation. It's a really good sign that I haven't said thank you to myself. Yeah, agitated with everybody else. I mean, usually means I need to unplug a little bit and just take that time.
Yeah, and obviously that depletes your energies.
Absolutely. In the body, my body can sometimes, start to feel a little bit unwell, or one of the things that happens for me is that my throat gets a bit tight, usually towards the end of the day, and that's my body saying, stop, just be quiet, go inward. So
yeah, and some people, if they go for too long, they can actually fall ill.
Absolutely, and most people do. Like, most people go through that where they just, they end up being really sick because they haven't appreciated themselves.
Yeah, and re-energize themselves.
Yes.
So what tips can you share with the people listening today about ways to appreciate themselves?
Sure. Well, there's a few quick things that I think make a huge difference. One of those is taking a moment in the morning before you start your day to just get present with yourself and to connect with your heart and to connect with, who you are, and sometimes to plan out your day properly. So taking that time in the morning is very important for me. Also at nighttime, appreciating your effort. So sometimes when a project is really big, you can't get it done in a day. So it's hard sometimes for us to appreciate the progress we've made in a day because the job's not done yet, right? But I think it's important along the way. Like, for example, if you are writing a book, there's a good example of that, to really appreciate every word that you've written and to say, hey, today I wrote 1,000 words. So I think taking that time at the end of the day is important, but also every week having at least one day where you just don't think about work, don't think about responsibilities, and ultimately, yes, you can do what you love, but you're still going to have other people who are going to need things from you, and because you're important to the world. So I think taking one day every week where you just do exactly what you want to do and totally follow your bliss, that day I think is really important. Recharge day. It helps you. It's a sign of, you saying, hey, I'm grateful for everything that you did. And you can buy yourself shoes if you want.
Oh yeah.
Buy yourself little gifts along the way, meaningful things, not just junk, but things that mean things to you. Like for me, it's perfume, my favorite perfume, or, sometimes a new pair of shoes, or maybe some new underwear, or, a candle, something nice.
Something you really enjoy.
Something I really enjoy that adds to my life.
Yeah. And when you do these things for yourself, how does your body respond?
Well, I find my body is generally much more relaxed, and you are way more productive usually when your brain is relaxed, and when your body's relaxed, you'll have a greater capacity to be inspired. So for me, I find my results are better, and I can do well because I can focus more easily because my body is in a good state.
Yeah, and given how much you've achieved so far, it shows the power of self-appreciation.
Yes. Well, I'm not during any of my books, I wasn't stressed writing them. It wasn't, it was about appreciating the journey and myself, acknowledging my progress along the way. So yeah, really good example.
Yeah, not waiting right till the end to
No,
acknowledge yourself.
and also it is important when you do achieve something big. You know, that we don't achieve big things every day, but you know, when you do achieve something big, that you have to celebrate it. So important.
Yeah, I totally agree with
Yes.
you. Thank you for sharing, Emily. There's some really useful tips. So for our listeners out there, I want to ask you, your turn. What are some ways you can show yourself appreciation? Is it through buying yourself a gift? Is it through giving yourself some time off? Is it through giving yourself a pat on the back, or some other method that really, really appeals to you? So you can write down 3 ways to show yourself appreciation today on the worksheet that you can download or on a piece of paper. And I'd love to hear from you, see how you go, and feel free to share what you found. Till next time, take care, and thank you for listening.